Hello everyone and welcome to the 2020 NIADA Virtual Convention. My name is Sarah Hoagie and I'm going to be your guest speaker for the next hour. Before we get started, I just want to say thank you to Steve Jordan, Sean Peterson, Stacy King, and the late Scott Lilja. I want to wish your family condolences during this time. I also want to take a moment to thank our healthcare workers, our government elected officials, and our spiritual mentors during the season. If this is my first time meeting you, I just want to say it's nice to meet you and I want to tell you a little bit about myself. I have been in the automotive industry since 1999. At that time, AutoTrader and Cars.com had just launched their new websites. Internet leads were coming through fax machines to car dealerships. And I had just started my first day as an internet sales consultant, or what some people call now a cradle to grave sales consultant. That means we take internet leads all the way from the computer right through the purchase process. The dealership at that time had a new software, a CRM system, customer retention management system, and no one knew how to use it. My first day started as, Sarah, there's the computer, there are the plates, the keys, the cars, and we wish you a lot of luck. There was not a lot of training. This led to 16 years in automotive, including positions held as sales consultant, finance manager, sales manager, service manager, BDC manager, e-commerce director, website manager, social media manager, and I decided to start my own company 6 years ago. I really enjoy training and educating my dealer partners, many of you who are part of the NIADA family. I'm so excited to work with you today about how you can utilize your BDC to get deeper into the sales process. Let's get started. For today's agenda, I would like to discuss with you what a BDC is, what an internet sales consultant versus a BDC agent, what the differences are between those two positions, if it's time for you to start a business development center, how this business development center can enhance your sales process, and what your next steps may be. When I started in 1999 in the automotive retail industry, there wasn't anything such as a BDC or business development center. When they started opening up, we frowned down on them. We were really upset that these call centers would be taking over what we consider to be our full-time position. Eventually, they really evolved and they opened up my eyes to what was really possible for a car dealership. They really help maximize your profitability through specialized telephone, text message, Facebook Messenger, and email activities to improve the customer experience and to improve your bottom line. Before we can get started, we need to know what a BDC is for your dealership. The BDC handles all incoming and outgoing communication to your customer. They utilize specialized telephone, text message, chat, Facebook Messenger, and email activities to engage consistently and constantly with your customers. Through these efforts, they maximize your dealership profitability. When I started in 1999, BDCs did not exist. And when they started coming into the market, they were kind of taboo. Salespeople, including myself, we really did not want BDC agents or BDC centers opening because we thought they were stepping on our toes. And then eventually I realized that they were really there to help me pick up the pieces when I was dropping those communications with my customers. Now, when I started in the industry, I was known as an internet sales consultant. Internet sales consultants are also known as cradle-to-grave salespeople. That means we take an internet lead, we work with that customer, and we meet with them through a scheduled appointment at the dealership, and we deliver the vehicle to them. Usually, internet sales consultants, we can only handle 75 to 80 internet leads, unique internet leads, that's not including duplicate leads, per month. We get too overwhelmed if we have anything over 100 leads per month. I was able to, as an internet sales consultant, complete about 50 to 75 transactions a day, tasks a day. These would be telephone calls, emails, text messages were brand new back then, but any way to continue on communication with the customer. We had a high level of product knowledge, so we were certified with the OEM at the time on our product, and it was very, very important to the customer. We were able to take pictures and send those to the customers. Right now it's video, but we could take pictures and video and send those to a customer to get them engaged to want to come in for an appointment. We really, really focused on selling the vehicle to the customer and any additional products that the dealership may sell, warranty, financing, and remember, we're mainly paid on commission. Now remember, as an internet sales consultant, I always saw the cons of this part of the position too. I could never effectively communicate with my customers or get back to them in time. If they were texting me, I may be on a test drive with a customer. If they wanted to come in for an appointment, but I already had a delivery scheduled, I would be rescheduling those appointments. Even though it worked for my schedule, it may not have worked for the customer's schedule. I no longer needed to prospect for customers as much because I had customers coming in. So doesn't that kind of take away from being a sales consultant? Sales consultant, you should be prospecting. I didn't need to prospect because I already had leads coming in to me. I had a hard time keeping a balance with anniversary calls, repeat customers who wanted to come back to me, internet leads, referrals. It was a very, very hard balance of the workload that was coming in. It took me a long time not only to learn the BDC portion of the position, but I also had to learn the sales consultant position. They were almost two jobs or two levels of positions combined into one. Now you can tell there's a lot of pros to the BDC agent portion and a few cons. So let's go through all of those. And I really learned the difference between being an internet sales consultant versus a BDC agent because I did both positions. As a BDC agent, I was able to always schedule an appointment, and these appointments were based on what worked best for the customer. So I would focus on their needs instead of focusing on mine. I noticed as a BDC agent, I could complete 100, 150, 200 tasks per day, email, text messages, phone calls, in order to effectively communicate and get back to the customer in a reasonable time frame. You have to realize time kills deals. So if you're not getting back to those customers in time, you're going to lose them, right? I had to have a high level of CRM usage, and I had to understand how those CRMs worked. I mean, they're really, really robust. You can tell from using a CRM how complicated they could be. That's a job all in itself. If a sales consultant was out, they were on vacation, they called in sick, we had a backup person. We had a BDC agent that could help communicate with our customers or keep in touch with them if we were off. The BDC also started before the sales department started. So the sales department starts usually at 9, 9:30, 10 o'clock in the morning, but BDC agents across the country, we start at 8 a.m. So that means we're already booking appointments for 9 o'clock for when you first open. We never had to worry that emails were not getting responded to because there's always full coverage in the BDC. You make sure that your BDC is fully staffed for lunches, dinners, vacation, so that your communication is not dropped. BDC agents typically work all locations. So if you have a used car dealership with multiple locations, BDC in a hub or a centralized BDC, they can see if that customer is shopping all of your locations. I didn't have that luxury as a sales consultant because I mainly worked in one location, and I would be competing with another sales consultant at another location who also worked for the dealership. I noticed that this was a scalable model, meaning our business could grow through the BDC department. And we use this as a training center. This was the biggest part of a BDC. is we would help develop people, make sure that they had those specialized skill sets. They understood how to use a CRM, which does take some time. It could take up to 3 months to learn how to use our CRM, and then they could move. They could move into a service advisor position, or they could move into a sales consultant position. Now, there are some cons to having BDC agents and BDC departments within your dealership. It's really, really hard sometimes to find out if these departments are profitable, and you have a hard time measuring their profitability. And I don't mean to humble brag here, but Elite BDC can help you with those, and we have helped many clients discover if their BDCs are profitable. BDC agents, they can be asked to do non-related BDC job functions, like grabbing your sales manager a cup of coffee if they need to. And sometimes they're pulled away from doing those tasks that you originally hired them to do. Customers sometimes, they're funny, sometimes they end up working the sales consultant and they work the BDC agent, and they try to pit you two against one another so that they can get a better deal when buying their vehicle. That does happen, and you will see it. If you are managing the BDC, you have to make sure that the agent is keeping on top of their call volume tasks, their email tasks, they're getting back in touch with customers. You have to make sure you monitor that hourly. So there's a lot of manager involvement when it comes to running a BDC department. And just realize, sometimes your dealership is your prime real estate, and you're going to have to find out if your BDC, if there's enough room for them, or if they're taking up too much space for your prime real estate where you really need to have your customers seating when they're purchasing a vehicle. Now, many of you reach out to me and you say, Sarah, what about these other options? Managed BDC services, outsourced BDC, virtual BDC. Those 3 items, I just want to let you know they're all one and the same. Those are BDC departments that are not a part of your dealership, and you have these managed BDCs, you hire them. They're a third-party company that you use to communicate with your customers through calling, texting, and emailing. You also reach out to me to ask me, should I centralize or decentralize my BDC? And what that means is you have multiple rooftops as a dealer, and you're wondering if you should put a BDC agent in each store or location that you have. I want to let you know that I highly recommend centralized BDC, as I have not been able to see anyone fully manage a decentralized BDC. I do not see the success so much in decentralized BDC, but these 2 topics, we can discuss these in a different session. Now let's talk about, is it time for your dealership to start a BDC? And I want to let you know, I see this in 4 different phases. Dealerships fall into 4 different phases of when they should or should not start a BDC. And it's really, really important that you start one at the right time before it's too late. So let's get started. Now, if you're in the beginning phases of having your own car business, I see this as your entry. You sell about 5 to 10 vehicles a month. You're around 30 miles an hour. You're making some money, and you're trying to figure out if you need to add a salesperson on. It may be you and a couple other of employees that are administrative helpers within your organization, and you're slowly starting to grow. You've noticed that you need some additional telephone capabilities that you didn't need before. You need a way to manage your inventory, meaning you're noticing that you need a database. You're starting to look at a DMS, or dealership management system. These softwares handle service, parts, sales, accounting with an all-one database for a dealership. You're not able to go to the auction anymore. You're finding, okay, I can't go to the auction anymore because I'm missing opportunity at the dealership, and I need to start buying some cars online. You're pricing all of your vehicles online, they have photos on them, and you're just starting to advertise your vehicles into other areas. Now you're entering into the intermediate phase of car dealership ownership. You probably have 15 to 20 vehicles on your lot. At any given time, you're selling 15 to 20 vehicles. You've picked up the speed a little bit. You're noticing it's getting a little bit more uncomfortable to manage those day-to-day operations. Maybe your phone is ringing a little bit more than it should or has in the past, and now you need to add on a receptionist, maybe a greeter, someone to meet the customers when they first walk in. You're starting to look at your advertising and your marketing strategies. Maybe you can be doing things differently to speed up the customer buying experience. You're starting to get some reviews. You've established yourself on Google. Those reviews are coming in and they're slowly helping you establish your online reputation. On top of you owning a dealership now, you're offering your customers some products that you didn't have before. You're offering them warranties, and maybe you're offering them the ability to help get them financed. You notice that customers are starting to drive a distance. They're not just within your local area, but now because of your advertising strategies, they're coming to you from farther distance, and you're getting repeat and referral customers because you have an established client base. This is when it's really important. Do not hesitate to start getting a CRM or a customer retention management software during this phase. Many dealers wait, but this is the time where you really need to make sure that you select a CRM for your dealership. Okay, now we're entering into the advanced phase of car dealership ownership, and this is where things really pick up in speed. Your CRM, once you install that in your dealership, you're going to see all of your traffic change. You're going to see all your internet leads are going into this customer retention management software. Your walk-in clients are going to be entered in. Your telephone clients are going to be entered into one database for follow-up. And you're going to see all of those activities compiled into the software. This is where things become unmanageable. This is where you're getting way too many leads. Nobody is following up with the customers, and you need to do something very rapidly. I'm going to let you know that if you do not start with the BDC in between like the intermediate and advanced phase, this is when it really passes you by and things start imploding. So it's very important to figure out when is this part of the process happening. So you need to do it somewhere in between advanced and intermediate and do it as quickly as possible. I have found that's usually right after you have a CRM that is managing all of those leads or prospects, customers, guests for your dealership. You're also going to notice that you're no longer able to train everybody on everything. You're not able to be the marketing person, the dealership owner. You're no longer to work deals. You need to have someone come in and educate your staff on how to handle appointments, be greeters, work deals, and be a sales consultant. So you have to have someone come in and help you with this. You're no longer able to do it yourself. You're going to have a strong digital strategy. You're going to have search engine optimization, search engine marketing, that's SEO and SEM. You're realizing I need to be a part of a 20 group. Those 20 groups are great. The 20 groups help you figure out, am I doing what I need to be doing? Are my numbers good? Am I great in my marketplace? How do I compare to dealerships who are my size? You're constantly doing email marketing at this point because you can email market when you have a CRM system. You're starting to do some Facebook events, and you're boosting Facebook events, and they're bringing a lot of traffic by phone, internet lead, email, and walk-in to your dealership. Now it's getting to the point where you also cannot be the IT person for your dealership because you have probably somewhere around 10, 12, 15 employees, somewhere around there, and you need someone that can help you with the computers, the telephones, and networking for your dealership. Okay, we got to talk about the expert phase. The expert phase is where I love to take my clients. They're going 100 miles an hour. They're making money. Their salespeople are making money. Everybody is happy, and you're in overdrive. You need help with recruiting. You need more people. You get the best people because of the energy that your dealership has. You're noticing you need some enhancements to your CRM. You maybe need the MMS package so that you can email customers in mass groups all at one time. You need specialized scripts and email templates so that everything makes sense for your employees as well as your customers. You want your CRM to work for you. You don't want to be working so hard for your CRM. You're going to see that all of a sudden some of your customers have equity, and the CRM system that you're using or software that you're using is telling you that the customers that you have sold are in a positive equity situation, and maybe it's time for them to trade up, and you're already trading them up and into another vehicle. You're starting to use artificial intelligence and predictive analytics. And if you're unsure what all of that is, no problem. We're going to talk about that soon. You need a delivery truck. Now you're selling to customers all over the states, and you need to ship vehicles to them. You are in overdrive, and you are an expert dealer, in my opinion. Now we have to talk about how are we going to use the BDC to get deeper into your sales process. I think you really need to know what the goals and metrics are for a BDC agent. Sales consultants utilizing a CRM, they can mainly handle up to 20, 30 calls, text, emails, tasks a day. Your BDC agent can do about 150 a day. That attributes to a sales consultant doing, I haven't been seeing a lot of sales consultants doing 750 tasks a month. If you do, oh my gosh, I want to see it. But your BDC agents can do about 3,500 activities a month. They also make sure you have a 15-minute response time on an internet lead. If they have 2 minutes, you need to be a little cautious about that. That means they're not reading what the customer's sending, but I'm very, very comfortable with a 15-minute response time. BDC agents, at the minimum, should be setting 100 appointments a month. Think about BDC agents for a second, and think about appointment setters at your dentist and doctor's office. Your dentists and your doctors are not great at setting appointments. Sometimes they're not that great on the phone. That's why they have receptionists, secretaries, and greeters who specialize in scheduling appointments because they're great at it. And you want to hand those activities off to the right people. BDC agents also are great at confirming appointments and making sure that those appointments, at least 50 of them, show. Unfortunately, that's what the ratio is right now. It's about 50% set, 50% of them are confirmed and show. And then if you have prime credit, if you're in a good credit area, 50% or 25 of those will take delivery. If you're in subprime or buy here, pay here, I'm seeing that to be around 3 to 5% through a scheduled appointment. The goal of the BDC is their appointments are so organized and detailed that you don't have to have those customers come back because they forgot paperwork, they forgot their keys, they forgot things that they really needed for their appointment because you have such a great appointment setter that they brought those items with them to their appointment. And they help you create the same day of delivery because remember, if they have to come back and they have to think about it, time kills deals, and we want to prevent that. We have to talk about those specialized telephone activities. I cannot tell you how many dealers I mystery shop, and sales consultants, unfortunately, this is not their forte, but they do not ask for my first name, my last name, where I heard about them, where I saw their vehicle advertised. This is what's so great about a BDC agent. They have a 90% capture rate. They capture first name, last name, phone number, email address. How did you hear about our dealership? What vehicles are you interested in? Are you interested in anything else? And do you have a trade-in? So they're very, very specialized, and they take their time with a customer on the telephone to make sure that they capture all of that information. On the average, a BDC agent is on the phone for 5 to 7 minutes capturing all of this information from your customer. That's 2 to 3 hours that are dedicated just to telephone activity. That's not including text message activity or email activity. That's a lot of time per day per agent. They have a specialized appointment process. We tell them exactly how they should be doing everything. The appointment process includes, hey, you need to bring these items with you. Don't forget your driver's license, your insurance card, your registration. Don't forget your trade-in if you're trading it in. Yes, that happens. Customers forget their trade-in. If you have credit concerns, they tell them all the items that they need to bring with them, proof of residence, pay stubs, proof of person who they are. You have to make sure that the customer brings all of these items with them to their appointment. They drive them right to the dealership. The customer can actually visually see, where am I going to be going when I get to that dealership? They tell them, when you come to our dealership, you're going to park in this customer dedicated parking spot right in front of the dealership. And when you come right in through those double set of glass doors, and you're going to meet Tracy. You're going to meet Tracy. She's going to be there to greet you. She's our greeter for our dealership. They have a great confirmation process, meaning if they book an appointment and it's booked out a few days, no problem. They're going to make sure that they call them the same day to make sure that they're coming in. They're going to send them a text message, and they're going to email them. They have sold your dealership. They have sold all the reasons why the customer should come in and see you. They know your value propositions. The value propositions are, why should the customer come to you and buy their car from you? They are selling everything from the sales department, the service department, and the parts department, everything about you as a dealer to come in, and they sold the appointment for you. Now, sometimes they have to reschedule or reappoint those customers, but get this, who else is going to do it? Are salespeople going to do a rescheduled appointment to get that customer to come back? No, the average day a salesperson follows up with customers, unfortunately, is 2 to 3 days. That's it. And then they're done with them. BDC agents, especially for used cars, they follow up 30 to 60 days after that initial request has come through online. They also, get this, unsold showroom traffic. Customer comes in and they don't buy from you. For some reason, they just didn't make the connection, or you didn't have something that they wanted. If a BDC agent is able to get that customer to come back in, you have to remember, they only shop 1.2 dealers before they make a buying decision. 20% of the time, they can get that customer to come back to you to buy a car. And get this, the statistic is, if they get them back in, 75% of the time they're going to take delivery. That's a high statistic when that customer comes back for a second scheduled delivery through a BDC agent. Now, we really have to talk about diving even deeper through your BDC, through your sales process. We have to talk about predictive analytics and artificial intelligence. And you may have done some research on this, and you may not have done some research, and I just want to touch on it really, really quick. I want to let you know, predictive analytics and artificial intelligence, there's some software, there's some companies out there that will share some information that's even uncomfortable to you and definitely your customers. But they will inform us, A, if it's your customer, what's their household income? How many children do they have? What kind of sports teams do they like? What are their hobbies? What are their interests? Do they have equity in their car? Did they just pay off their vehicle? So predictive analytics and artificial intelligence stays in front of you through your CRM to let you know what's going on with your customer. Here's the other thing. Say you have a customer that walks into your dealership and they looked at a vehicle, but they didn't buy. You have predictive analytics software. That customer goes home and they start doing some research. They want to see, did I get a fair enough value for my trade? I'm not really sure I'm liking the brand that I was interested in, so I'm also going to look at this brand. Your CRM, through predictive analytics, it can tell you, or the software, hey, that customer just went back online last night and they're looking. It will give you a rating of how high that customer is in the market. Now, what if your salesperson or your BDC agent, they marked a customer lost in your system? 5 months later, that customer, you see them shopping everywhere because you have the software, and it will tell you, look, now they're looking at, maybe looking at Honda, maybe looking at a Ford. Oh my gosh, they just went on Kelley Blue Book. By the way, don't forget their favorite team is the Yankees. You can easily call them up and say, hey, how was that game last night? I just want to let you know, how is everything going with your vehicle? Are you thinking about trading in? Now you have something to talk to them about. Would you rather have that, or would you rather have your competition have it? You have to stay ahead of the game. How are you going to do all of this without a BDC? You need someone sitting in the seat that can easily get back to your customers before your competition does. Do you want your competition knowing all of this information and you're not aware? You have to do some research on predictive analytics and artificial intelligence. Now, I do stay weary a little bit. I stay weary of bots in communication with bots because sometimes they just miss the mark. And I think eventually that will get better. I don't know if it's there yet, but it will be. Now, even if you have a service department, customer gets that $2,000 service repair order and they leave. Now they hop online, they start looking at other vehicles. Wouldn't that be great for you to know, look, they declined services in our service drive last night, but they just hopped online and they're looking for a new vehicle. Better for you to be aware of that and stay ahead of the curve than your customers. So this will help you prioritize your activities in the CRM and put your BDC on turbo boost. Let you go like 150 miles an hour, but you have to stay ahead of this. This is what's available in the market, okay? So before you start advertising all of those third-party websites and you're not sure if they're working, I think you better do some research on predictive analytics. And I just wanted to take a moment to recap everything from today and touch on a few points with you. So if you are a dealership and you just happen to have digital retailing on your website, but you have some customers calling in or sending in leads to have you work some deals over the phone, just remember, if you have digital retailing, start utilizing those tools directly with your customer to speed up that buying process. Let them know you can do that right on your website. You can do it right with them, over the phone with them. If you're going to use predictive analytics, make sure you have a BDC so that you can capture and reap the rewards and benefits of predictive analytics and artificial intelligence. Make sure you have strong value propositions. Customers need to know why they should be buying a vehicle from you and what you stand for. Make sure if you are in that intermediate, advanced, expert stage of dealership ownership that you're prepared to train and educate your staff. Do not take that on all yourself. Provide the staff with the tools that they need to be successful. Make sure you have a CRM system. Don't let time kill your deals. Make sure you have people who are available and ready to answer the phone, emails, and text messages from your customers. And make sure that you establish your BDC as your training center for your dealership. So for this session, I took a moment to ask my followers, what are some questions you have about BDC and NIADA? So let's listen to some of the questions.
What are the benefits of the NIADA?
Oh my gosh, NIADA is wonderful. So some of the benefits, they really help your business with all of its needs. They help answer those human resources questions that we always have a problem with. NIADA is really there to support all facets of your company. They're great support. You have some legal advice that you can get from the NIADA. I love working with everyone at the NIADA. They're like family. It's a small group. To me, it's big. It's a big group, but within that big group, it's a small group of people, and you really get to make some great friends. We talk to people outside of the convention. You get some one-on-one time with everybody. You get to know them. That convention is more like family and friends and fun. It's all the 3 F's.
What are some of the specific things that you love about the used car business?
The used car business is fun. Used car business is very different from the new car business, in my opinion. There's some flexibility. You don't have to go through all those manufacturer guidelines. There's not a lot of red tape. You're your own boss, and customers, they know exactly what a new car is worth, but they might not know exactly what a used car is worth. Used car industry is just fun without all those handcuffs and guidelines. And plus, I don't know, I guess I'm proud of my husband. He's he founded a used car dealership, and just proud of him for that.
What are some good qualities for a BDC agent?
Oh, that's a great question. So BDC agents, great qualities, in my opinion, are people who like to work behind the scenes. They're great with administrative tasks. They like to help develop your business, but they might not want to work face-to-face with everybody. Very, very attention to detail, organized, task-oriented. I have found people in the collections industry to be great BDC agents. Some bartenders, like some people in the hospitality industry, are great for BDC agents because their personality comes through the phone, and they get to work with customers to establish a relationship and bring them in. But BDC agents, collections, customer service, anyone that has worked in a call center, those are great attributes for a BDC agent.
How should you compensate a BDC agent?
Well, in this industry, I think we're so used to paying sales consultants on 100% commission, and you just can't do that for a BDC agent. I still have many dealers that want to start them off at minimum wage, and just realize BDC agents, you're competing with the health industry. You're competing with people who allow their virtual call centers to work from home. That could be Blue Cross, Blue Shield, Walgreens, CVS, and they pay their staff really, really well to work from home, higher hourly, and plus they have great benefits, which sometimes we don't offer in a car dealership. So I'm going to tell you, minimum what I'm seeing right now to capture a great BDC agent is about $15 an hour plus commission. I think BDC agents on a minimum are around $35,000. On a higher end, when they become a senior agent and they are very, very established in booking appointments, they're somewhere around $45,000. That's about what the going rate is right now.
What are some of the typical pitfalls in starting a BDC program?
Oh, well, you have to have a very good onboarding program. So you have to have a way to onboard your BDC. You will see it's not going to take them 2 or 3 weeks to learn how to do their position. This is usually a 2 to 3 month learning curve of how to be a BDC agent. Plus, you really have to make sure your CRM is customized and set up for your dealership and for your BDC. Maybe you didn't use me to set that up. But the pitfalls that I see are the CRM wasn't set up, the person wasn't trained, and they don't have the support. So there's some animosity or friction between the sales department and the BDC or the manager. And then they get into is this profitable? And I can help work with you on all of that.
What advice would you give a dealer that has stopped using a BDC program?
Oh, I guess I would want to know why. I would want to know, why did you stop using it? What were your pains for the department? What were failures? What was not happening? Why didn't it work? So that I could show you maybe the way it really should be set up and how to organize it and structure it. I see dealers do many different things. They decentralize their BDC. They don't give them the tools that they need to be successful, and they don't have the sales department and the BDC work together as a cohesive team. So we can work through all of those items, but I would really want to know, why did it fail in the first time, and if you're going to do it again, what we could do to prevent that from happening for a second time.
What is your favorite part about being in the automotive industry?
Everything. I came from banking, and banking was boring. I liked it. I liked the customer service. I liked helping the customers, but I like the paycheck. I definitely like the paycheck in automotive. You have to understand, my number one attribute, according to strength finders and those DISC tests, is that I'm highly competitive. So I like to make money. I was highly competitive. I like that win. Gosh, I also love being a female. There's only between 6 to 9% of the whole industry is female, and I think that's such a, you know, it's just so great to be a female in an all male dominated industry, and hopefully we can turn that around a little bit. But that's what I like about the industry myself. Plus, I have found when I left automotive and I went into computers and websites, and I just missed the craziness and the environment of a car dealership. So there's nothing like it. No day is the same. It's fun, it's rewarding, it's stressful, and you have to, I don't know, you have to problem solve, and I guess I just like solving problems.
What would be the one takeaway that you'd hope someone who watched your presentation would take back to their dealership?
Oh my gosh, that they found it educational and informative, and they taught them something, or I educated them on something that they didn't know before. I really like to take people out of their comfort zone. So for me, if I can take you out of your comfort zone and have you do something that you haven't done before, and I can just have you believe that it could really work, or do something that, you know, if you do what you did, you're going to get what you got. So you have to change it up and you have to do something different. So I hope that I can motivate you to do something different and outside of your comfort zone. I hope you found today's session informative and helpful, and I look forward to hearing from you. My contact information is listed, and stay tuned. My Elite BDC E-Academy is on its way with multiple courses to help you get your BDC and dealership rolling to the expert level. Thank you for attending. And now, here's some funny blooper clips. Action. Hello everyone, and welcome to the 2020 NIADA Virtual Convention. I will be your guest trainer. No, cut. Guest speaker. Action. Nope. And those who are serving in our community at this time. Nope. Government elected officials. And nope, to the industry. Cut, 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 cut. I think blah, 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 blah. Text messages, chat, no, cut. I'm not feeling it. I can only, cut. This is rerouting or cut, rerouting, rescheduling. You'll see that there's something, nope, cut. Media, cut, nope. You notice that you want to, cut. Who could possibly, nope, cut. La, 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 la. Thank you for attending today's session. If you want to reach out to me, my contact information is listed below. Nope, cut. Through the communication, cut. I hope you enjoyed today's session. And what?